Eddie Soldiers. I accumulated and acquired quite a few books in January, so let's discuss. Let me haul some things. Let me show off a couple of things that I got. I did a lot of reading in January, I just realized. Like, half of these books I actually have read, which is very impressive, because usually I'm like, oh yeah, I just bought this one, oh I just bought this one. And this time I'd be like, I read this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And this one! Let's start off with Wind Witch by Susan Dennard, shall we? In Truth Witch we focus on Sapphy, who can tell if someone is lying, and in Wind Witch we focus on the Prince Merrick, who controls the wind, and he kind of takes a dark turn, and I absolutely loved it. There was so much introduced in this book that I was not expecting, and that really takes the series in another direction, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait for Blood Witch, because that third one and Ada one is just so freaking cool! The second book that I read like a little while ago, but came out in January, is Frostblood by Ellie Blake, which is a fire versus ice fantasy novel that was actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Plus they changed the cover, so I have one of the original covers and I actually really like this cover a lot better. So in this one, main character finds out that she has these like ice powers and then goes to the palace because the world is run by these fire sorcerers and they don't like people that have ice, and she goes and she trains because people have over the elements, and then like love, intrigue, political stuff. The only thing that was a little iffy on this is that the main character is a little bit like, I've never done this before. Oh my god, I'm so great at it. I'm such a natural. But other than that, I did like this quite a bit. I really liked how she wrote the love interests. 4 to 5 stars. Another book that I gave a very high rating is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, which is the sequel to Passenger. This one blew Passenger out of the water. There was so much that went down in this. I loved the ending. It was so cool, the way that they explain timelines and the way that the future will try and fix itself if something goes to awry. It's really difficult to explain to your friends because I confused a lot of people trying to explain this. You just need to read it. Please pick up Passenger. It is absolutely fantastic. A book that I really don't think I'm going to finish, to be completely honest, is The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. This cover is so pretty and I want it on my shelf so bad, but I can't do it, you guys. I can't do it. I'm like halfway through. Nothing's happened. I'm so bored. Alas, you may have to go back to the bookstore. A book that I read in like 15 minutes was Moon Silver by Kathleen Dewey, which is a book that I mentioned in my wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, climby, whatever the crap it was, book tour, TBR, pile, shelf, whatever the jazz. This was just a blast from the past. It was so nice reading it, and, you know, girl finds a horse. Oh my god, it's actually a unicorn! And then the night that I read this, I dreamt that I found a unicorn. It's fate. I'm gonna find a unicorn. Prophecy has been spoken. And on the very opposite side of that spectrum, I also finished The Beast by J.R. Ward. My guilty pleasure of a vampire romance novel. This is like, I don't even know, the 12th one in this series. So long. It's so long. This one was alright. I didn't hate it. Didn't love it, but cover's nice to look at. One book that I have that is very hotly contested about, I think you'll probably can guess this. That's Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. That bless HarperCollins for sending me an advanced copy. Y'all rock. A lot of speculation going on about this, about like racism and like mental illness and how she wrote it, and I'm like 30 pages in, okay? It's very Star Wars. But really, I'm not sure if people are just being picky for the sake of being picky or if like it's actually a thing, so I'm probably going to read this and just get a opinion for myself. Up next is a book that I adored. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, guys, it's gonna be so freaking good. I wrote a blog post on it, that's how much I loved it. And that is Under Rose-Tainted Skies by Louise Gornell. This is about a girl that has both OCD and agoraphobia. And the author, having OCD and agoraphobia, wrote a character with OCD and agoraphobia that is beautifully written and realistic and absolutely fantastic. You see the main character's struggles dealing with her own brain that will just not stop thinking, and as someone with anxiety, this was really difficult to read. It made me so stressed out. This book follows the main character Nora, who her mother travels for work, and her mother's travels get extended by a couple of days, so she has to be at home, and then there's this new neighbor who's a cute boy, so she gets stressed out about that and also being left alone, and her brain will just not stop thinking of all these things that could go wrong or that have gone wrong or what's gonna happen. And I really enjoyed her character arc. And I also loved how at the end it wasn't like a love cures all kind of ending. Like, I really liked in like the it broke my heart but it's also so realistic kind of ending. It's like a good ending, I swear. Just, you should read this. Oh my god, another contemporary that I freaking loved was History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. Oh, I just realized also has a character with a mental disorder. He has OCD! This shows grief and mental illness and like how people deal with that and how people are destructive of themselves versus like remembering good things, remembering good people, and like what people will do in their grief. It really made you think. It was not a typical romance novel, it was not a typical contemporary novel. This is about a boy named Griffin whose ex-boyfriend slash ex-best friend had moved away to go to university and ends up drowning. And so he goes to the funeral and there meets his ex-boyfriend, whose name is Theo's, new boyfriend, and the way that they interact with each other, being like they both love this one person, and the way that Griffin deals with it there and then also has to deal with it at home. It's told in both past and present, so you get to see Theo, you get to meet him, you get to fall in love with him, and then your heart just breaks in like the best way. Another contemporary book that I got sent that I'm like kind of half reading is Life in a Fishbowl by Len Vlahos. This is a contemporary about a girl whose father has a terminal cancer, and so he auctions off his life to the highest bidder on the internet, and a reality show picks it up. So now she is in the middle of this reality show about her family's life, and her sister's turned into a media snob, and like her mom doesn't care, and her dad of course is losing his mind because he's dying of cancer, and so she has to kind of deal being in a fishbowl all the time and not being allowed any privacy to grieve or to bring her family together. And it's like, it's funny, which is terrible, but it's darkly hilarious. I really, really like it. Alright, now we're going to go on to the, oh, only 3 books that I bought this month that I haven't read! Oh my god! This is a first! Usually I have like 12. Oh, I forgot to add those to... Never mind, I have 5. First one of these is Made You Up by Francesca Zappia, which is another mental illness book about a girl who has schizophrenia, which I have never read about before. And schizophrenia has a bad rap for being people that just hear voices and are like yelling at the sky. But this book, the main character has visual schizophrenia, so she sees things and she's not sure if they're real or not, and it sounded so interesting. The next book I got for $6, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get this. And that is a beautiful hard copy of The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, which I know all my word nerds have been bullying me to read for a really long time. I really don't know what this is about. It's like girl, something about staying home for the summer, and like, I'm assuming dog walking business, and then boy, apparently cute stuff. And now a book that I got bullied into buying, and that is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, because apparently this is the holy grail of fantasy bomb novels, and I have not read it yet, so bought it. Step 1. Okay, now the last 2 that I'm really excited about that I bought today. Well, actually, I don't know when this video is going up, but I bought it the day I'm filming this video. I went to 3, count them, 3 different stores to freaking get these books. The first one being Caraval by Stephanie Garber, that I've had my eye on since like September. Two Sisters, Cursed Carnival. I don't need any more, I'm buying it. And lastly, I'm getting very dramatic all of a sudden, is something I don't usually buy because I'm not really huge into graphic novels, but I mean, I'm gonna make an exception for Wires and Nerve by Marissa Mayer. Wires and Nerve is about Aiko from the Looter Chronicles and the little robot that is Cinder's friend. Her adventures after this. I'm so stoked. Beautiful. So I'm just gonna... You don't have any words, I'm just gonna like rub my hands all over it. Yes, I rub my books. Do you not usually rub your books? Okay, I'm gonna cut myself off now. I'm gonna realize when I need to be cut off. We're just gonna right off. I hope you guys like this video. Please comment and like video below, subscribe, do whatever the heck you do. Hope you guys are having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!